So first I'm going to go to the screen on my BlackBerry where I have a launcher that has the Weather Channel logo, what we call the blue box, and I'm just going to click on it. Even before we start looking at the site, the thing that I'd like to emphasize is that we need to think first about the consumer experience. And so the experience is, how can we get a consumer to our site as quickly as possible, as easily as possible, and there are really a lot of tools in the marketplace to enable that on multiple platforms. So I'm loading the site now. I have a device that is still on one of the older networks. It still loads pretty well, but as the faster networks come along, it becomes even faster. And once I brought it up, then I see it right at the top of the page. We brought content in because we know that mobile device screens sometimes have fairly limited real estate. And so you can see, for example, it's 85 degrees in New York at the moment, and then going down, there's an ad placement. And that ad is very critical for us because it helps us to monetize the platform and provide it at no additional charge to consumers. On the other hand, we follow the standards of the Mobile Marketing Association to make sure that it's contextually placed and that it's still very consistent with a good user experience. So right below that, and still visible on this screen, there are 4 different options that a consumer can go to. One is current conditions, entitled Now, so using the smallest number of letters to describe that, and then hourly, and then 36-hour, and then a 10-day forecast. We know from consumer research and from behavior that we've seen that consumers on mobile devices often are looking for a short-term forecast. And because of that, we try to make sure that those things are the easiest to get to. And then while scrolling down, I see a partly cloudy, 85 degrees, and some details. And then below that, there are a couple of links that are particularly interesting and a little bit different from just the mobile web experience. One of them is a link for a video forecast, and that's where I'd like to introduce a concept about mobile web. Mobile web, we believe, is the hub of the mobile experience for Weather Channel users. There are different ways for consumers to reach content on mobile devices, and those include the mobile web, video, messaging, and then downloads, which basically involves getting some software onto a phone. Video is a critical part of that, and if you think about the Weather Channel and how we started, it's really our roots. We're as good at video as we are at anything, and so what we wanted to do is find a way to integrate that into the rest of our mobile offerings. So now a consumer who types in weather.com on their phone or weather.mobi, if they have a device that is enabled to play video, they'll see a link there, and they can get, for example, a New York forecast, a regional forecast, a hurricane update, or whatever content they might be looking for. And then they can go back to the mobile web experience. Next, as I go down, is a promotional piece. We're trying to encourage consumers to come back and use this product when they have a need for it. And so we have, in this case, a promotion where consumers can enter to win a BlackBerry. And one of the reasons we're doing that is because BlackBerries can be used across just about any wireless network, so it's really looking for a broad base of consumers. After we get to that first part of the site, there's a selection of other things. The first one, and one that we know is very highly trafficked, is our maps. The Weather Channel, we think, offers maps that are as good as any in the world and really give consumers a lot of valuable info. If you think about it, you might have a thunderstorm coming, but you don't know whether it's a mile away, 10 miles away, or 50 miles away. And with this, you get a very quick snapshot, and it gives a lot of information to consumers. Further, we give a lot of depth around ability to dig in and get close in, or maybe look at half the country. So we try to just give a range of options for anyone who's using the site. After that, a number of special interest areas, sporting events. So if you're interested in a baseball game right now, if you're interested in a football game in the fall, you could watch that. Boat and beach and pollen, where that's relevant. And then in certain cases, advertisers are interested in these sections, so they help us to build them out and fund those sections. But for the most part, this is really consumer driven, saying, hey, what do people really want? And then we just present it in an easy way. I would be remiss if I didn't mention some of the tools that were here also. For example, some consumers want to set a specific location. So maybe I want New York today, but San Francisco tomorrow, and that's available. Also, if you'd prefer to have Celsius versus Fahrenheit, because we have many people who are used to thinking that way, we want to give choice. And last but not least, we give the option in the U.S. for Spanish versus English, so that if we have someone who'd prefer to consume the content in Spanish, we make that available. So we really try to have a lot of information in a compact package.